What's up, everybody? Hey, Words of Paradise, General Vague. Thank you for being here already. Let me just, y'all know what I have to do. Let me check my mic. What is this? Moderation. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Is it not live? Like, it's always something, I tell you, boy. It's always something. All right, hold on. That's not my live isn't showing up. This is ridiculous. Y'all let me know if y'all see me because I don't understand why my live isn't showing up. Like, well, for me anyway. All right, hold on. Oh, all right, bet I'm on. Like, okay, thanks, guys. Okay, all right. So I am on location. I have a big story now. I have to. I'm at work. Like I'm on location for work. So because y'all know I still travel nurse, so I'm out here in like Harrisburg, Hershey area, and I have a shift that's starting in an hour, not an hour, in a couple hours, like 2 hours and a half. So that's why y'all like my lighting is a little off. But I wanted to come live because I wanted to come talk to you guys about my lovely weekend and, of course, the spicy takes and everything that happened with the Moms for Liberty Summit. So we'll go ahead and get into that. But I hope everybody's having a good day. I hope everybody had a great weekend. And it really is still like a holiday week. It still feels kind of holiday-y. So I hope everybody enjoys their holiday. Um, Hold on. Bobby Balls, you made it. All right, great. So we're gonna go ahead and get into like what let's start off with what is Moms for Liberty. And I had all this stuff like pulled up, but my what we'll do, we'll go to their YouTube and I want you guys to see first their video about um their first video. I mean not their first their current video that they have pinned on their page. So hold on. All right, I'm gonna share it with you guys, okay?
Liberty is standing up for parental rights across America. But now we're under attack.
Moms for Liberty made news this week by being labeled as extremist and anti-government.
Radical groups like the SPLC are trying to silence us, but we're not in this fight alone. Countless leaders from across the country have stood up to defend us and our mission.
The Southern Poverty Law Center decided to target Moms for Liberty. Let me say, Moms for Liberty, they are phenomenal women. They are moms who are standing up for their kids.
They have fought for all of our children, and because they are effective, the Southern Poverty Law Center is trying to hurt them.
That's a deliberate attempt to destroy someone's life.
Moms for Liberty does amazing work. The parents movement in America is extremely important.
We are parents. We are parents that care about our kids. We are parents that want transparency in the classroom.
Moms for Liberty, you exhibit something that actually the CEOs of the biggest companies in this country do not, which is courage.
Thank you for standing with us to protect our children's future.
So let me just
Moms for Liberty is standing
let
up.
me replay. Let me just even leave this picture right here. Okay. And so you see this picture, and what you see is a group of happy looking women. I mean, the smiles, they shine bright, right? So, and you heard that about all the controversy about them being a hate group. I'm going to get to the spicy takes, like those kind of controversial statements or whatever. So I'm going to get to all of that. I don't want to bury the real story of what Moms for Liberty is. Okay. So what's up, Justin? What's up, Chester Wolf? Thank you for coming through. So Moms for Liberty was founded by, let me pull up, let me go to Tina and Tiffany's picture. I'm just going to use this a little bit. Good. Moms for Liberty was founded by these two women. This is Tiffany Justice and this is Tina Descovich. Okay. And these women, they were like on their school board, and they saw where schools were getting ready to go. So what happened in 2020? In 2020, the kids were sent home with laptops, right? And because of a cold outside. I mean, like, let's call it what it is. But I get it for a second. I'm going to like pull away from being a nurse. And I'm just going to say, like, I guess I understand for the first 2 weeks why people were concerned. But after, at least by April, they had the data. They already knew that kids should have went back to school. And so now, while kids were at home, parents were realizing what was going on, like what was being taught in the schools, the kind of curriculum that was happening. And I think, of course, these two ladies, they were already on it. Like they already knew that these schools were going in the wrong direction. And they basically felt like, Tiffany she said that she felt like, no, she said that Tina called her, like got in touch with her. So this is Tina. And she got in touch with her and was like, I feel like there's something that we need to do. There's like a movement. There's something we need to do in a purposeful way to save our kids, to make a difference in education system for our children, right? So how is that a bad thing? So of course, and then they came together and then it's blown up to this huge movement. I mean, the summit, there were so many people there and so many just pleasant, joyful people there. They call themselves joyful warriors, and they are joyful warriors. I mean, what they're doing, it's about children. Like that's what it is. And so when you're fighting for kids, as your kids or kids, period, it's a cause that calls to you. Like you're ready to take on what comes with it. And I'm not saying like, first of all, when I pulled them up on Google, I didn't even realize how many hateful articles they had written about them. So that they're doing the right thing. That they're right. They're hovering on the surface of where they need to be to make the change. And what is the change, right? I thought before I went to the summit, I was like, okay, they're trying to take the books, out of schools, like the books with like queer theory and, those kind of discussions, or like CRT, they're trying to get those out of school. But it's like more than that. There's this math called Common Core math. I didn't know that was the name of that math. I didn't know this was like a national thing that was going on. I don't have kids, but my nephew, Jason, he was showing us like the math that he had to do. And he was like showing me like, like 430 plus 200, right? We would say it's 630, but they have to remember when we used to do math, we would go from, right to left. But they were going from left to right. And then they had to do this estimation thing where they first did 400 and then add the 30. And then it was insane what he was teaching me. And I was like, I don't know how to help you with this math. I was like, this doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I don't know what this is. And I used to be a math whiz. Like, I'm not, I don't want to be like, I'm not one of those people. Like, no, math was my favorite subject. I wasn't that good with English, but math was my favorite subject. And for me to have math being my favorite subject, and then I can't help a child with their addition homework. I'm not even talking about algebra. I was just talking about addition, and I couldn't help them with that. I was like, what? Yeah, General Vague. Remember, it's like, yeah, estimate 430 plus 200. Yeah, it was like estimate. It was like, yeah, we have to estimate from the side. And I'm like, what are these 20 steps that y'all are taking just to get to 630? Like, I was like, I said, well, I would never pass. I was like, I wouldn't know how to add a single thing. So they were talking about that, like Common Core, and really, so they're based out of Florida. Now, I will give it to Governor DeSantis. He is on it. He definitely is on it in Florida. He was there, and And he was already on it about the Common Core math. Like these ladies have been on it. Now, of course, CRT, critical race theory. But the minute I heard about critical race theory in 2020, something that, by the way, has been out for a long time. Shout out to everybody coming through. And I think that's the name of it. It was Common Core. Yeah, I think it was Common Core. Yeah. But when I heard CRT in 2020, I'm like, what is that? First of all, because Donald Trump at that time had banned all federal training of CRT on federal, in federal places like federal agencies, right? So he was like, ban it. And I'm like, well, what is CRT? And of course the headlines were like, Donald Trump bans diversity training. He doesn't want to know about Black training. So I'm like, okay, let me see what's going on. And then when I looked it up, it was literally talking about white privilege and whiteness and all this stuff. Like, so it was teaching like, and here's what white privilege or whiteness is: being on time to work, having a job, having a family, believing in God, like that's what they were calling white privilege and whiteness. And I was floored. I was like, are y'all kidding me? I'm like, this is not whiteness. This is America. Like, I didn't know the world that I lived in. Like, I really didn't, So I was like, I don't want this. And then it was teaching. And so like in schools, it is the praxis of like teaching kids, white kids, that you're innately racist, period, by your microaggressions. And you are superior to an inferior group, and Black kids need help because they're inferior, and everything is racist in school. Okay, down to the math. This is where this woke math. I mean, damn, this is like where woke math was coming from. To teach math the regular way, they say it's white supremacy. Like 2 + 2 being 4, like you're a white supremacist if you push that. Like this is the type of stuff that they're doing to children. And so I'm like, first of all, okay, so sorry, y'all. So I'm like, I was like, no, first of all, we don't teach that kind of hate to children, period. Okay. So I was transitioning hard and fast. So going from the left to the right, if you will, like let's use those labels right now. And so I'm looking at this stuff and I'm just like, no, this is not what we teach the kids. We don't teach kids to hate each other based on their skin color. You don't tell a kid that like, oh, because you're white, because you're white, you anything you do is racist, basically, like microaggressions. And that word it still gets used today. Like they would say, like, if you ask a Black person about their hair, that's racist. Like, come on, y'all. We cannot. So I was like, yo, I'm not with that. And I'm also not with telling Black children that they are victims. Literally, damn. Like, I'm sorry. Because it was just frustrating. Literally, we just tell them in a classroom, like, you're a victim and you need help. And because of this kind of praxis, there's been a lot of like segregation in school. Like, I mean, it is insane what's been happening in schools. And then, because what always happens on the back of whatever race theory, they brought in the queer theory, which I saw coming a mile away. Now, once I was enlightened or whatever, awakened to what was really going on, I was like, it's but a second before we have I didn't call it queer. I didn't know what, because back in my day, you didn't call people that, by the way. That was actually a slur. So I was like, it was but a second before we start with LGBT and whatever, And then, the Black Lives Matter movement definitely pushed the queer movement, into full effect. And that's another story, right? So like, that's another live, because I can go into it, but they're pushing it on the kids. And then now the kids in the libraries, these are the type of books and stuff that they have, like telling children, not just even, oh, you could be a boy or you could be a girl, or no, this is how you touch yourself if you're like gay, and like, white devils. There's like a book that was in the schools, I think, called White Devils or something like that, or white privilege. And this was like I was like, this is in Pennsylvania. Like, this is in Bucks County. They had that going on. you know, all this time. I'm like, this is insane. But when they send them kids home, when they sent the kids home with laptops, people realize, like, wait, what are you learning in school? What's going on with school? Like, because I sent you to school to learn reading and writing and arithmetic, and it's bad enough, this Common Core, but what else are they telling you? So you have a group of mothers who come together who say, we want to organize. We're going to organize, and we are going to make a change. We are going to let people know that you don't mess with our kids, okay? And I always said it too. I was like, when people start messing with the kids, a lot of people are going to wake up. So fast forward today, a lot of people are waking up, and they know that. So they have to hurry up. Who's that? The media, the agenda, what the Biden administration, they know that people are waking up. And so it's like, hurry up and get the labels, call them hate group, anti-medical, every label you can call, bigot, every label, racist, every label. Go ahead and attach it on them right now. So people will not, I'm just looking at the chat and laughing a little bit, but so people will not, want to know anything about this group. But that's the thing about the inconvenient truth. It doesn't matter what labels you give it. People are they're going to listen. They're going to hear the truth, So I want to definitely go into, like, I'm going to show y'all a couple pictures and a little bit of the speeches that I heard, that were there. There were some great, amazing speakers. So I definitely want to share a little bit about that with you guys. And then, and just, a couple more topics. But first, let me go to the chat and say what's up to anybody who I haven't said what's up yet to. Rocky came through. What is up, Rocky? Yes, tomorrow is 4th of July. Yes. And then I learned, anyway, all right. So this is so much to say about Chester Wolf says, they're intentionally teaching kids wrong that way. When they get in the real world, they can't add and subtract. Exactly. Like, they won't be able to budget. I mean, it's bad enough. Like, what the topic is for adults like my age, or like around my age bracket, is, they just told us to go to college. It was like, go to college. But we weren't taught necessarily, and this doesn't have to be for everybody, but the main thing was we weren't taught why we should go to college. Like, it was like, you could go learn whatever, do whatever you want, learn whatever you want. But when you come out of school with a degree in gender studies and you can't find a gig for it, and then now, of course, the world has to turn upside down just to get you a gig for it, but whatever, you get certain degrees that you can't do anything with. That's a problem. So back in my day, it was like they should have really applied, like, if you're going to college, you need to figure out like what it is practically that you're going to do with what you're learning. But now, like Chester said, they are teaching kids, like, they're teaching kids all total, it's like they're teaching them chaos and no foundation. So now, yes, when they come out, they don't even know the basics. And General Vague said, I also refuse to do their hocus pocus nonsense math, and I skipped the graded method. How old are you, General? You must be like really young, because back in my day, I didn't know. If somebody would have told me all this, I would have been like, that's not how to do math. Low Common Core, I knew we were losing it when that was going on. I was like, when I saw it, I was like, what? I thought it was just that school. I don't know. I just never thought everything is an agenda. Like, my gosh, I wasn't realizing yet, like I wasn't open yet to the fact that literally everything is an agenda. I thought some things were an agenda, but literally everything. And then Cult Classic Cage came through. What is up? Let me see. How dare me how dare me as a Black man show up to work at half an hour early? I set up my work area. Shame on me. Yeah, well, it was whiteness when you do. It's insane. Like, it's how you're supposed to learn from each other. Some people truly have beautiful. Exactly. They literally, like, I've gone to like a job training where when it comes to the cultural part, it's like they're telling people like everything. They're telling white people, like, what you do is a microaggression. Like asking somebody a question or not realizing that it was baffling to me. It was really telling white folk, like, literally your existence is a problem. That's how I took it as. I was like, this is insane. Like, you can't, this is insane. Why? You know, I hate those kind of in-services too. I try not to do them. I'm sorry, I like going through the gym. My teacher just told me I don't have to show my work, but if I get the answer wrong, I won't get part marks, which seems fair to me. Your teacher probably was tired of teaching it too. They probably were like, I don't feel like it. Yeah, you said Nikki. Nice to meet you, Nikki. Thank you for coming through to the chat. Nikki, Kiki, right. So you in Bucks County? Yes, I'm a Philly girl. Yep, I'm right here down the street, basically. Okay, Jason came through. I prefer Blue-Eyed Devil to White Devil. Yeah, he did have a great speech. He had a great, Trump had a great speech on radical gender ideology and how he's going to stop it in literally every way at the federal level is glorious. Yeah, and his speech at the rally was like amazing too. So, all right, let me pull up some of the pictures. Now, I made a folder and it better work, for crying out loud. So let's see. Let me go back here and see if I could share it. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Let me see. Share screen. I hope it lets me. All right, bet. All right. And let me go back to the online to make sure I see. All right, cool. I can see it. All right, so then my pictures, and then I have some of the speeches. So I have to make sure. All right, so this is me. I'm hype. I've never shared like this on. So yeah, it's not even. It's so annoying. Like, ooh, they get on my nerves. Hold on. So I have to pull up. It makes you do all these crazy things. All right, wait a minute. This is my first time doing this with my folder, so bear with me all. All right, share. All right, that's me. I was hype. So I was hype, and then let me see if I can't pull up. And then bear with me all. This is the part I didn't expect. Christ have mercy. You have to like go back and okay. They make it annoying just to simply share. Hey, hold on. I know I'm probably losing people like, all right, I'm out. Hold on. Let me see something real quick. Bear with me. Because I think if I move on to the next. All right. So, all right, let me just make it like a slideshow. Okay. So this lady, she was singing before Donald Trump's she was singing before Donald Trump was getting ready to come out. She sings for him often. So let me just make sure y'all can see it. All right. Keep me posted if anything weird happens, like you can't hear it or something. But I think that I got it. Okay. Her voice was amazing, like so amazing. This is Tiffany Justice. So let's listen to a little bit of what she's saying.
And the media that elevated them.
Let me know if you can't hear it.
To know that they were untrue. For now, however, I want to share this with Americans in general and parents in particular. One of the unique blessings of living in America is freedom of speech.
So her whole presence was like, her presence, Tiffany's presence, like, is very commanding. It's like, she's a force to be. So all the ladies, I don't want, again, everybody there, they're all a force to be reckoned with. You know what I mean? All of them. But when she speaks, I don't know, it's just something. I'm like, this lady really could be the first female president, you know? But because I don't do the whole because we have to have representation. But no, her presence she really is like great. This is Byron Donalds.
Because it's the right thing to do. Then I walked into this ballroom and they told me the event here in Philadelphia, the birthplace of democracy, is Moms for Liberty. And I see some dads for liberty in the room.
Speaks very, very well, very well. He's a congressman based out of Florida. He's like, you know what I like about him is like he's very intelligent. You can tell, like, he speaks very well, but he has his own swag. I think he embodies just the perfect kind of person that he wants to be. You know what I mean? And so, very well.
You're not listening to a guy.
So I'm going to come back to this part. So at least I'm gonna try. But all right, you know what? Because I don't want to mess up the flow. I could see this thing messing up somehow. So this is where he's gonna introduce Donald Trump.
Because they don't even know what they're talking about anyway. Is for all parents to have the right and have their rightful place to direct the lives of their children. Whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, a liberal, a conservative, unfortunately, if you're a Marxist, or even if you're a committed conservative, every parent has that right. Every parent should be at the head of the table and not behind. So now, I have the opportunity to introduce you to somebody.
All right, so y'all gonna have to bear with me. So you're gonna hear my voice in the background. You're gonna hear me, and then the camera's gonna shake a little. It's like ridiculous.
Yes. I think you know this guy. He too believes that you should be at the head of the table. He believes that every American should come first, and that our government should come last. He believes that America's future is best put into the hands of your decisions and your thoughts. He believes that, yes, we can make America great again.
Yes! He's not even there yet.
And now let me tell you what I believe. I believe that he will be the 47th president.
Yes! This is so. And look at that now. I don't know how to work the camera. Oh, there he is. I love this right here. That right there is beautiful. So there's more. Like, hold on. There's more footage. But I have this all over the place right now, so it's gonna be it's not in sequence, which I didn't realize I could make a what the heck, like a slideshow. Okay, so this is probably, and I knew this was gonna happen. I knew something was gonna get stuck. This is probably James Lindsay's speech. James Lindsay was there, and his speech was, I recorded the whole 30 minutes of his speech, but it was so good. And now my computer probably doesn't know how to act because of that. So hold on. Let me just, all right. So hold on. And look, I'm going to get to the spicy takes too about Moms for Liberty, because we have to talk about the spicy takes, even though sometimes the spicy takes are annoying. Hold on. But, people come for the spicy takes. So hold on a second. Let me come back and then share. Because I just want y'all to get the feeling. Like, people try to tell me, hey, Trump's not going to win. Trump's not going to win. And I'm like, okay, people are tired of him. Get in the same room with him and tell me that again. I'm going to move over this a little bit. Feel the energy. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have like a special live where I show you everything that like I got, because some of the stuff like I couldn't. I'm like all over the place. I'm just like, you know what I mean? Trying to like, I think I want to do another live where I show y'all more of the speeches, because I want y'all to hear some of James Lindsay's speech, but it didn't, it's like taking a while to bring it up because of the fact that my computer's being slow, but it was 30 minutes. But James Lindsay, I mean, he speaks so well. And as far as all right, let me show one more. Hold on. I just want to show like, sorry. I hate when I pause hard, but I don't want to make this just about. So, all right, let me show y'all just a couple more pictures. Vivek Ramaswamy was there. He spoke very well. I mean, it was hot. It was a really amazing moment. It was. Hold on. And then, but let me, I'm like all over the place trying to, like, God only knows what is coming up on my thing right now. Okay, that has to stop. Thank you guys for being so patient with me, because I'm like sharing on Windows. I'm going to make a better application of this. I didn't want to share this just yet. All right. I think I'm at the pictures. So that's Vivek Ramaswamy's wife talking to Tiffany Justice.
You know, my favorite thing about going to a Moms for Liberty event is the words from the founding fathers, because they are just remind me why my parents left another country and came here, because they knew that for me and my brother, there was no place in the world that could allow us to be successful, to be strong people, to live our values.
And I like that she said that. I also love that he had his whole family up there talking, and she's a surgeon, like, of course, because and the running joke is, but she's Indian. Yeah, she's a doctor. So like, but I mean, like, yeah, it is true. You know, only here you can just, you don't have, especially I know Indians who tell me like back home, you have to know somebody who knows somebody. It's a class system. So if you don't meet the certain class criteria, you're not going to school. And that's a lot of other countries. But this country, you can go to school, you can go to community college and then get the credits that you need to advance to a different, 4-year degree college or whatever. Like you don't have to know the senator to do things like that, right? But the problem is now, though, the public school that we are offering children is being taken over by radical progressives. They are, but that was always the agenda and the goal. And so a lot of people will say, some people say like, well, then just don't go to the public schools or whatever. Listen, think this, right? Here's the thing. I feel like in Philly, if you can get your child out of that school, it's not your duty to necessarily keep your child in that school to call yourself fighting. So if you got to do what you got to do to take your child out of school, you do. But we still should fight. We should fight because these are our tax dollars, and our tax dollars are being used to indoctrinate children. I mean, this is something so. It's so prevalent that's happening. I was talking to my aunt today about it, and she already knew what I was talking about. Like she's like, Casey, this thing scares me. What I'm hearing that's happening to children, it scares me. Yes, like it's insane. So a couple more things. and he was talking about economic growth. I'm going to come back to this picture and who this is. James. Okay, I'm going fast. This is the lady, I think her name is Jamie Mitchell. She's the starter of Gays Against Groomers. And it was great that she was up there speaking. She made an amazing speech too, you know, talking about like, listen, my lifestyle is my lifestyle, but don't use my lifestyle as the guise for you destroying kids. And in situations like this, you do need voices of like that quote minority group, or you know, the marginalized group, but the group that they're using to do this to children, and they're using the group, right? So you need voices from that group that are saying like, we're not down with this. Most of us aren't down with this. And that's what she was saying. She was like, you know, like a child is never born in the wrong body, you know, like what's going on, you know? So she was saying stuff like that, and just a little bit more.
Gay people are not a monolith. I am here to tell you that not all of us are on board with this new modern rainbow movement we are seeing now. In fact, it is the majority of us who are not. That is why I started this organization. I can no longer sit by and watch this toxic ideology be foisted upon children in our name, in my name. I knew I wasn't alone. There was just no unified front to voice our public dissent to what is being done. So I decided to create one.
So yeah, so she created a group. And I'm really about to be like Blacks Against Groomers, because this is not, they use black folk. And when I get to the controversies, you will see how they use black folk. And I had a conversation with one of them people. It is insane. But no human being wants this. Any real adult with a real heart will say, whatever my life is my life, but leave children out of it. One does not have anything to do with the other. That's not what he was saying, like men competing in women's sports. Hold on a second.
The Moms for Liberty is you are joyful warriors. You are fierce.
Yeah, they are. They are fierce warriors. And I just want to get to a couple more. I'm gonna come right back to James Lindsay. Dennis Prager.
I was cursed out by about a dozen.
Amazing.
And they were the dozen who were in earshot. It was a very important moment. Somebody from the demonstrators actually videoed it, hoping I would say something that they could put on YouTube or on some medium and show how awful I was. But God blessed me with a calm nature. And so I looked at them as they yelled, F you, you're a fascist, you're a Nazi, and other epithets. And I said, I'm just curious, what evidence do you have?
I'm sorry that my hand kept shaking. I don't even know what that was about.
I'm curious to know, since I just want you to know, I think I've devoted my life to trying to make good people. That's all I care about is good people. I have tried to have young people get married, make families, teach their children to be kind and just and truthful. That's my self-perception. So your perception of me is quite different. Why? And I really wanted to hear, what evidence do you have that I am despicable? So it was fascinating. And so I spent at least 10 minutes there until I just had to come in here. And all I heard was, well, because you indoctrinate kids. Which is true. We bring doctrines to children. That's a very fair statement. I said, but what is the bad of our indoctrination? So no answer. And then finally, one said, you like America of the 1960s and 50s.
So he said like a lot of things. Like I'm really gonna have to do a special live of the speeches, because his speech was phenomenal. He brought up the Bible. He did exactly what I wanted. He brought up the Bible. He talked about the 10 Commandments and how, you know, honoring that mother and father is a very important commandment. I mean, to him, he says He says it's the most important commandment. I personally don't pick one commandment that's more important than others, but that it doesn't matter what I think. It was his speech, not mine. But it was really nice to listen to him talk. He comes from a genuine place, and I enjoyed his what he had to say, and found it to be educating too. So I'm gonna make sure Billboard Chris was there. He was so nice to me. Like, well, he was nice to everybody, but he was just nice, period. He says that he will come on the channel, guys. So I am going to set this up. I think this is amazing. Billboard Chris is a father of, I believe he said 2 daughters, who was walking around Canada basically with a billboard, like a billboard sign, like and saying, like a sandwich shop sign. And it just says like kids are not born in the wrong body. Like he says different things like that, like different, he makes those different kind of points, children are born in the right body, let's not mutilate kids, statements like that. And you have to see how much the man could just stand there with that sign on and people hit him. Like literally that's happened to him. He's been through a lot with these crazy lunatics out here. Why are y'all so angry? And I will actually tell you what somebody said to me about that. We are going to get to the spicy takes soon. No, let me go back to Megan Brock's picture. So let me go to Adam's picture, because I want y'all to, that was a friend. I made a friend. His name is Kevin. This kid, he's in high school and he started a Republicans club in his school. He gives me he's going to have his own show or something. Like he's very genuine kid. We went to Reading Terminal. He was just a nice guy, very nice young man. I don't want to call him a kid. Very nice young man. It's a great young man. And and in the summit you met so many people and you exchanged numbers and just good, genuine people. Like I did not feel out of place at all. But this is who I want to talk about. This is Adam Coleman and his lovely wife, Michelle. I want to thank them, because without Adam, I would not have had this opportunity to go to the Moms for Liberty Summit. Adam has written his book, Black Victim to Black Victor. Adam's been on my channel. There is a live episode with him where we discuss a lot of different topics. And of course, we discussed the book. Adam is a walking example of, living to your full potential and just being, I don't want to say like a regular person, but being a regular person, somebody like us, you're going to work every day and you're with your routine. And then one day you decide, I'm going to write this story or I'm going to do this thing, and you're just genuinely doing it. He did it for genuine purposes, just to get a message across. And he says, I wasn't concerned if like a whole bunch of people saw it. He said, if 20 people saw it, my families and friends, I was cool with that. The right people saw it, has read his book, and Adam is blowing up. But it's not just about blowing up. His message is blowing up, that you're not just a victim simply because, not even just because you're Black. Like, yes, you will have challenges, period. People have challenges, but you can rise above those challenges. You can push through. And just watching like people walk up to Adam like, oh my gosh, it's you. Like, and he's so genuine. He's a real one. He's not there like, yeah, everybody watching me walking up to me. No, he's just a real one. And he was so kind to invite me. He said the summit's going to be in Pennsylvania. It's going to be in Philly if you want to come. And I'm like, yeah, I want to come out, because I had already heard about Moms for Liberty. When I was campaigning with Doug Mastriano, one of the ladies of, I believe, the Montgomery County chapter, she did speak at his rally. So I knew what Moms for Liberty was. I didn't know that they were hated so much. But anyway, when he said to me, you want to come through, I was like, yeah. But in the back of your mind, you're like, I don't know if this person's going to remember. So it's okay if they don't remember. That was just nice. He remembered and came back and was like, so you sure you want to come? I'm going to put you on the list. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. And this weekend was phenomenal. First of all, the message, the feeling, inspiration, just everybody talking like, and then it gives you a jolt too. As he said, he felt it. He's working on his second book and he was like, all right, I'm ready to, I got more to do and everything. And he has a publishing company, Wrong Speak Publishing, and they're based out of Substack. You guys should check them out. And I felt that feeling too, like being there. I'm like, okay, all right, we got to get the ball rolling. When I get back home with the channel, with spreading the inconvenient truth, with connecting with people, with different movements that that's going to be made, and just praying really hard on it. So I get it, and just to be a part of that, just to feel it, and just have a mission, and just to see yo man, when you were inside that building, it's powerful. It is really powerful. And his wife, Michelle, she was so welcoming too, because, let's keep it real. We keep it real on the channel, right? You don't know. You're meeting somebody's wife. Sometimes people, they're a little miserable, right? No, she was genuinely welcoming. And I felt like I was with family. And so there are not enough words for me to say thank you to Adam for allowing me to have this experience. I was already gassed when he asked me, and I knew I was going before they announced Trump. Then when they announced Trump, because I was already hyped about the summit, because like I said, I knew what Moms for Liberty was. I knew who they were, but I still underestimated their reach. I'm not gonna lie, I did underestimate it, and I saw this weekend how big and how far they're reaching. So, and then when they said Trump was coming, I was like, oh my God. So just thank him for everything. So that's Adam. And then I also wanted to show you this picture, but that was me working the table for Adam's Wrong Speak Publishing. So, and they write that you can, people submit short articles. There's opinion articles, there's news articles, something for everybody, not just salacious stuff, like actual helpful information. And so I was working on the table, and I had a ball working the table because I believe in what Adam does. So it was nothing for me to, try to sell his mission, because it just flew right out of the tongue, because he's saying all the right things, because he means what he's doing. And then I have one more person. What did I do here? Yep, there she is. I keep doing that. So real quick. So yeah, that was James Lindsay. But his whole speech is 30 minutes. I have to go through and pluck out some stuff. But he was amazing too. He was very, very personable, just easy to talk to. Real easy to talk to. Now, this is Megan Brock. And I was honored to meet Megan Brock. And I even posted this picture of me. I don't like my angle. Anyway, I was very honored to meet Megan Brock. Who's Megan Brock? Okay, Megan Brock is a mother who lives in Bucks County, who, when the pandemic happened with COVID, and all the shutdowns, wanted to ask questions, wanted to know what was really going on, what's happening here. Let me tell you about Bucks County. Kiki, you live in Bucks County? Be proud that you live in Bucks County, okay? Bucks County is a problem for the establishment. You wouldn't think the county, I think the biggest county, a lot of people think like it's Loudoun County or something. No, it's Bucks County. The establishment hates Bucks County. They do. Bucks County is full of blue-blooded Americans who know how to fight for liberty. Just simply asking questions. They are a problem for the establishment, and I'm here for it. Okay, I love it, all right? And Bucks County has the best Department of Health in the nation, as far as I'm concerned. Yes, I'm going to say it, because I worked in that Department of Health, and I worked with the doctor, the medical, the head doctor of the Department of Health, Dr. Damsker. And when I worked in that department, hold on, y'all. So mind you, it was still pandemic time. Lord, it was 2020 going into 2021. It was pandemic time. It was election time. It was insane time. And I remember going in there, I got a contract, and I remember thinking I hope these people don't get on my nerves about the jab and about the pandemic and everything. Because it's a Department of Public Health, so you have a lot of people who work in those departments who is like what I say goes, we know everything. We know the guidelines. We know. That's not true. We're all learning, Bucks County, some of the realest people. Nobody judged anybody about how they felt about anything. Everybody asked questions, and Dr. Damsker was very balanced. He was. Me, I would have been the extremist in there, like, no jab for nobody. Like, we're not doing any of this. No, he took a very balanced approach of collecting data. Me, I'd have been like, open up the schools, but you have to have data. When you have a position like that, you have to be able to back yourself up and make certain decisions. Dr. Damsker, they collected the data and everything. And Bucks County is a reason why a lot of why schools opened up whenever they did. It was because of Bucks County, and it was because of Dr. Damsker, his leadership and guidance, okay? And through the Freedom of Information Act, Megan was able to find out that he was being persecuted a lot. Like, I still have to go back and see how much persecution he was receiving, because I didn't know, I didn't know that. I just knew that I worked in a place that made sense. I liked it, but he was being persecuted. And now it's gotten to the point where, so we're going to pull up real quick. I'm going to pull up an article because it's to the point now where they're going after her, because Sis has found information about, like, Joe Biden. I mean, all of it. Like, so hold on. Let me see. Yeah, it's just all kinds of updates. Wait a minute. Let me pull her up here. News. Excuse me. I'm gonna come back to the chat. I am gonna come back to the chat. Just want to share one thing here. Come on. Okay. Bucks County mom wins right to see more county emails in COVID masking fight. Let me tell you, and we're not even though this is emails about masking. We didn't even. The amount of emails, I don't even know how she does it. Like, I have to look at her, like, if she has a website, like, she should be. Megan is doing this, it seems to me, on her own accord. I need to look to see if she has a website. And I'm going to devote like an hour to her full story, because she deserves, like, fundraising. She deserves help. What she's doing, it's not easy. It is not easy. Combing through all that information. A Bucks County resident won a partial victory in 2 cases that the county filed against her to prevent her from receiving copies of messages sent by county officials regarding school mitigations to fight COVID pandemic in August 2021. Megan Brock of Northampton had already won right to know appeals to see how the county changed its position from allowing children not to wear masks when not to have to wear masks when the back to school season started that month, to recommending schools require them. But county officials declined to offer some of the message involved in the decision, despite the state Office of Open Records ruling in Brock's favor. The county appealed to Bucks County Court to back up their decision not to turn over all the records requested. And this is Megan. And Bucks County Judge Bowman partially sided with Brock in the cases heard April 14th in the Bucks County Justice Center in Doylestown. They involved 2 different requests for information. The judge ruled that some of the information should have been forwarded to her, but that other correspondence among county officials was in draft from or pre-decisional, so they didn't have to be given to Brock. So she gets to see more information. But the thing is about Megan, hold on. I think even the Biden administration knows about Megan. I believe I'm pretty sure. I'm like 98% sure that they know about her, and they're mad, But I'm gonna devote a whole hour to this whole story, because it is quite the story. It is quite also amazing to see just somebody who just said, let me get some answers here. Let me get some answers. And even that article is very vague. It's very vague, because what she pulled up was what she was able to find out is extraordinary. I mean, and I first heard her story on Crystal Gall's morning show, AM 990, The Answer. So when I saw her, when she, I'm working at Adam's table, and I'm like, hi. And I see her tags as Megan. I didn't even see her last name, and I saw Pennsylvania. I just knew, plus I knew her picture from Twitter, and I was like, Megan Brock? I was like, oh my God. Like, I'm so glad to meet you, because I love stuff like this, and then she said she's a nurse too. And then, so it's like, as a nurse, like, I have 100 questions too. And I think, like, this is wrong. Like, with the pandemic, there were so many policies that were put out, and I'm like, this is wrong. How are we getting here? And just to hear that somebody else was going and getting this information and has been combing it through, and just the example of we the people doing what it takes to fight the establishment. And I was like, I'm fangirl and mad hard right now. So I was very honored to meet her, and it's just amazing. And she was like, you think it's so humble. Like, she said, you think it's important? Like, you really think it's like that important for something? Like, yes, it's important. Like, because they bamboozled us, man. Like, we were being lied to, And I'm like, yeah, it's very important. Like, it is, but because I believe it's because, she's humble. She's like, I'm just doing this thing that needs to be done. But I don't look at myself as this big, grand, like, person, or delusions of grandeur, like I'm some god doing it. So she takes it for what it is. But I'm like, no, it's not even, for me, it's like, it's not even about all that. It's like, we the people doing the things that need to be done to wake us back up. Let me tell you something real quick. Like, I'm not going to say stuff on pandemic, but a lot of this stuff does derive from the pandemic, right? A lot of these different groups, No Left Turn. I mean, just a lot of these different groups. And it derives from a pandemic, because that was 2020 was the year of the year of vision. I didn't know what country, when they said shut down the stores and stay home, I couldn't believe it. I said, what is this country? Like, this is not America. I said, what's going on? Where do I live? I don't know what's going on. And ever since the Biden administration has come through and some of their policies, I've seen things that remind me of Haiti. When we ran out of gas, all of this. So for me, I'm like, okay, I'm going back to my roots. When I was in school, they still taught us the Constitution. And that is the doctrine that's the doctrine. That's the paperwork that makes us, it's more than just paperwork, right? So July 4th is coming up, right? But it's our law that makes us a republic. This is what enshrines the rights that are given to us by our Creator. Okay. And when I saw how fast that can be taken away, I had to wake up. I was like, no. And even if on my channel, I don't sit here and have this long conversation about July 4th, Declaration of Independence, this, that, and that. But the feeling of this channel is making the inconvenient truth great again. Freedom of speech, I believe in that. All the censorship, I said, what is this country? So that movement this whole weekend, it was awesome. It was awesome. So we're going to get to the spicy takes now, the controversies, because, of course, there's controversy. Like, how do y'all hate a group that just simply wants to fight for the liberty for you to even still stand here and hate them? It's just weird. I'm like, it's just weird. But hold on. Let me see. I'm going to pull up a few things that y'all was saying. Who's in Delaware County? Oh, Chesterfield, if you're in Delaware County. Let me find out, like, people are just like near me and I don't even know, Cult Classic Cage is having a barbecue tomorrow. Oh man, that sounds so good. That's, what, Chester, this has to be said. The American Education Foundation has been sold to a private corporation. Their job is to indoctrinate our children. Yeah, Donald Trump did talk about that too. Donald Trump talked about it, and Ron DeSantis talked about it. And then he brought up Barack. This was all done under Barack. I got to write that down. Because why? Yeah. So thank you. Because the 180, the sharp turn to confusion, it's like what happened though? Like, what happened? So something had to happen. And you said it was done under Barack Obama. Man, that guy. America was for sale to the highest bidder. Entire American cities were sold. Amazing. It's just quite amazing. Let me see. They quite literally sold bowling beneath our feet, and we had no idea that was the whole point of a 2011. I'm gonna have to link up with you. You're gonna have to give us your information, Chester, because you seem to know like a lot of like of things that I wasn't paying attention to, of course, because I was, you don't know. It's like you said, under our feet, right? But you don't even realize what was happening until now. You're seeing the results of their poisonous fruit that they put, seeds that they put down, what you said? I saw the staff of Marriott come out and thank Moms for Liberty for coming. That was cool. Oh my gosh, I didn't know that they did that. Yeah, they clapped. When we were there, like we were clapping for the staff. A lot of people. There was one lady. She came out and she was part of the staff, and she cried and she said, like, this is the first time any convention has treated us so wonderful, so well, like, and I can attest that is more than likely true, because my mom used to tell me, she used to work for that Marriott. And so she used to tell me like, oh God, when conventions come, it's horrible. It's just horrible. But we were very grateful, man. I was grateful. Like they were on point. You know what I mean? They were on point. The food was coming out on time. Like everything they were on point. Security, they beefed up security. They would tell us like, don't go out that door. Like they were on point and genuine, and just, they were very nice. They were very, very nice. Trump's energy is exactly what you saw on like the video. He speaks eloquently, but fun, like you can't, if you're in a room with him, even if, for some conservatives, like DeSantis, like, yeah, but when you're in the room, that feeling that you get, you can't help but stand up and clap. I saw people standing up and clap. And he said, you know what he said? He was like, when I'm in office, he said, I'm giving the schools back to the states. He said, because that's how it should be. He said, we should never have been on a federal level. And he said, we started to do it, but COVID happened and got in the way. And I saw everybody got up and they started clapping and yelling. And like even James Lindsay, who I think is a very composed person, he got up and clapped to that. Like he, so he knows, and a lot of Trump didn't get anything done. Yo, man. Like, come on. But y'all have heard, this is not a Trump live. So, but everything he tried to do, he had people lying to him and stopping him, So let me see. Who's this? Hey, please. What's up? What's up, Iman? How you doing? Yeah, I want to bring up the Southern Poverty Law Center should be labeled a terrorist-sponsored group. Yep, their lawyers keep getting arrested for. And Antifa was there too. Don't worry, I'm about to get there. I'm gonna tell all your friends the Spicy Takes are coming on. Just come back on the live. Also, if you guys hit the like button, I never say that. So yeah, Jamie Mitchell. Yeah, that was her name. Yep, she was there. I'm trying to see. Hey, people. Yes, I'm going to tell you how this lady was trying to tell me that Moms for Liberty was trying to use me. And let me see, I'm kind of going fast. I did have a good time, Cassie. I did. I really did. It was quite the experience. What's up, Sarji? This sounds like an amazing experience and very important too. Glad you went and are sharing this experience with us. Oh yeah, no, I knew. I was like, let me get as much footage as I can. If I didn't have to go to work, I would just be live for 3 hours talking about it. But I have to start to get ready soon. And Kiki says, just moved here, and I found Megan on Twitter, and she put in work. Yes, she did. It's not. Yeah, I know, right? Can you imagine? Yeah, Scott Presler should have been on it. Yeah, she did. She does put in work. Delaware County, Bucks County, Chester County are a huge problem to the establishment, but mostly Republican counties. You know what? I'll look into the other counties, right? And I'm sure they are. Yeah, I know Delco. Delco is an issue too. It's just that I've seen news reports on. I mean, there was that thing that happened, Sesame Place thing, and I hate to think about this thing when they said that the character was racist, and CNN descended on Bucks County, like. What's his name? Don Lemon descended on Bucks County and was like, "Oh, this place is a problem." You know, I was just like, "I don't have nothing else to talk about." CNN, Don Lemon is in Levittown talking about how Bucks County is the problem. I'm like, "Yeah, right." I can't. I remember when I found Megan, she was fighting for the FOIAs. I was like, oh, heck no, we are going to get loud. Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, and I'm going to keep talking about her message. I mean, I just, like I said, when I was listening to her speak on Crystal God Morning Show, I was like, what? What? Like, I was like, oh my gosh, this person is so decent. Like, so decent. All right, so time for the spicy takes, right? That's what we're here for. No. Because of course, first let me show you the let me look up one more thing. Let's look up now. When I pull up, I'm gonna bring the sharing back to the screen. What time is it? All right. I'm telling you, I wish I didn't have to go to work. I could just sit here and do this all day. Especially I haven't talked to you guys in a while, but I have to make more videos too, guys. It's coming. I'll be making more videos soon. Hold on, let me go back to just Google, because I checked out my last videos. It was about the Titan submarine, and I'm like, but I was, going for a little bit. But the videos will be coming out. There we go. So when you pull up Moms for Liberty from the door, I just want to make sure everything is working. All right, cool. From the door, they still have articles coming out still to now, but how Moms for Liberty is teaching its members to spin the media. All right, let's go with NBC News. You see, they can't get enough. So here's the controversy, right? Let me just tell you one of the controversies that happened. There was a mother from one of the chapters who quoted Hitler, and she said, that's some quote about the way to own the future is to control the youth. And of course, the quote was taken out of context. Oh, she quoted Hitler. She likes Hitler. Who doesn't tell us what some tyrant said before? And how is it not true? Like, we need to remember what these people said, because the thing is, you know why you should remember Hitler said that? Because it's true. If you take, these people know, these communists, the Marxists, they know the way for me to get to the future is to get to the kids first. I got to get to the kids, and I got to get to them as young as possible. 5, 4, 3 years old, I had to get to them. You know what I'm saying? Mess up their minds, and then they become adults who are angry and ready to break up society. Okay? So that's more than likely what I believe this person, because I didn't read the full newsletter. I don't care that somebody said something that Hitler said. And like Dennis Prager said, Dennis Prager was like, then we need to get rid of the textbooks, because they quote Hitler too. Like, what are we saying? And that's how leftists argue, yo. They find one thing and it's not even a thing. They think that, like, oh, we got them. You don't got anything. So, So never apologize. How Moms for Liberty teaches its members to spin the media. And then they show you some people taking pictures. And I had to go look, I'm like, damn, I wonder if I showed up on any pictures, because they were out there. The fake media was there. Last week, a local Indiana chapter, I'm not going to read the whole thing. A local Indiana chapter of Moms for Liberty attracted attention for quoting Adolf Hitler in its newsletter. After the local paper reported the story, the group added additional context, but kept the quote. Yeah, why should I add the additional yo, man, maybe I'm trying to hit people with the quote. It's working too, for real, because we keep talking about the quote. So now you can know what it's about. But I don't feel like saying, like, if I say something really awesome, like, we're going to make the inconvenient truth great again. I don't have to say, but, we're going to do it in a way where people can understand it and be compassionate. And, we want to make sure we don't hurt people, but we just still have to tell. No, I want to make that point. I just want to say that thing. I don't want to fix it. Okay. I don't want to fix it. You know what I mean? I want you to feel it. Hey, you got a bunch of sensitive people out here. Like, man, all right. Anyway, eventually, after it faced even more scrutiny, the organization removed. Oh wow, that's right. She did apologize. I forgot she did apologize. It's all right, whatever. This is new. This is new to her. I'm sure. Like, what's going on? Okay, that, however, was a big mistake, according to advice for at the Moms for Liberty National Conference. Whatever. Never apologize ever, said Christian Ziegler. This is my view. Other people have different views on this. I think apologizing makes you weak. And he advised, okay, that's right, he was there. He advised the attendees to instead make it clear that the Hitler comment was vile, but to immediately pivot to make the point that Hitler indoctrinated children in schools. But that's the thing. That's what I would have said. I would have been like, yeah. Oh, you quoted Hitler. Yeah, you don't like how it sounds, right? Yeah, that's the point. So you could figure it out, so you could get it, what's going on out here. Now, I'm not meant to make you upset. That's the only way you're going to pay attention, They get called the far-right group. Far-right group poised to clash. But, God, there's an advertisement on its way. I hate when they do this. They darken my screen. No, man, get out of here, man. I don't want nothing from PBS. Far-right group poised to clash with teachers unions all over school board races nationwide, and then these are the people, I guess, that were standing outside. I don't even understand how y'all could be mothers out here and against these women. I just don't get it. But let me see. There was other one. I'm gonna get to the one. Where's the Southern Poverty Law Center? Because I saw their okay, we could just do it this way. All right, here we go. This is the Southern Poverty Law Center's discussion on Moms for Liberty. Let's just look at it real quick. Moms for Liberty is an anti-government. Okay, good. That's most. So citizens should be anti-government. You don't want big government. Anyway, organization founded in 2021 by former Florida school board members Tiffany Justice and Tina Descovich. Current Sarasota County, Florida school board member Bridget Ziegler was also co-founder. She has since left the group, leaving Justice and Descovich at the helm. I'm not sure that she left the group. I could have swore that she was there. So I'm confused. I could have sworn she was there. So Moms for Liberty and its nationwide chapters combat what they consider the woke indoctrination of children by advocating for book bans in school libraries and endorsing candidates. All right. They're going to go into all. They also use their multiple social media platforms. All right, whatever. And in their own words. All right, so let's see how they twist the words. The K-12 cartel, also known as the National Teachers Union, met and drafted a proposal to replace the word mother with birthing person. Okay, this is insane. Yes, it is. And insulting to every mom in America. But don't worry, relief is coming, because as the teachers union pushes the agenda focused on everything but educating our children, American parents are rising up, taking back our school districts and putting the focus back on educating our children. Okay, to be clear, you will not be seeing Moms for Liberty rebranded as Birthing Persons for Liberty anytime soon. Okay, so what could possibly be wrong with that, right? All right, so I want to see what problem they have with them saying these kind of things. These are their words. All right, I raise my children, the government does not. Okay, so where's the part? They go into the whole background, speaking like hellfire. So I want to know what it is that they fight indoctrination with indoctrination. All right, so let's see. In its efforts to combat anything that it considers woke ideology, Moms for Liberty commonly propagates conspiracy theories about public schools attempting to indoctrinate and sexualize children with a progressive Marxist curriculum. Yet you have a teachers union saying we're going to take out mother and put in birthing persons. So how is it? Tell me how it's fake. As self-appointed joyful warriors, Moms for Liberty has adopted a slogan: "We do not co-parent with the government. We don't," which adorns their lawn signs and merchandise sold on website. Despite the background, Hold on. Because I'm not. All right, bet. Here we go. Moms for Liberty attack on the LGBTQ community and their rights has been particularly focused on gender identity and the use of pronouns in schools. First of all, nobody's attacking anybody, but yeah, that's where y'all done went insane and y'all keep trying to indoctrinate this into children. The transgender community and gender affirming care and the proposed changes to Title IX would expand rights to LGBTQ community. People are sick. As close followers and promoters of Dr. James Lindsay, yes, he was there. The group also elevates the term groomer, referring to a person who builds a relationship with a child to sexualize them. But that's okay. A critical race theory critic and a favorite of the organization, Lindsay has appeared. Yo, they do go try to attack James Lindsay so much, and he's still here, guys. He's still here. Lindsay has appeared at events and is often shared by the group's members and officials. Lindsay also pushes theories regarding the ways that Marxists indoctrinate children. Yeah, well, that's what they do. I want to know where they say, and then they say anti-inclusive curriculum. In addition to fighting mask and COVID mandates, opposition to inclusive curriculum is at the core of Moms for Liberty's infrastructure. Their attack on critical race theory and social emotional learning, SEL, has put them in the spotlight. So I guess they dangerous liaisons. I guess Chris Rufo is a dangerous liaison. Publix. They even brought Publix up. This is insane. So, all right. I'm gonna share with you guys. Let me pull it up. The insanity that happened outside. Hold on. People are insane, for real. Hold on. All right, so the last thing I'm going to share with you guys is what happened outside in the discussion I had with a couple of these people out there. Here we go. So these are the protesters outside, okay?
Pushed out of the city by this many people in unison. I didn't even have to cry in the crowd.
When they told them y'all being pushed out of the city or whatever, so my friend Kevin, he was like, we were leaving anyway.
That's how bad we want you going. Like, we're gonna have to disinfect our streets and clean the air because you just fouled up everything.
First of all, disinfect our streets. Let me tell you, as he was making this, and I feel whatever. As he was making this comment of disinfect our streets, I can't tell you how many leaning drug addicts was on the corner. It's always a black man with a wig. Yeah, always a black man with a wig. So this is the speaker, a big black boy with a wig on. Like it's ridiculous. Like, and it's just so ridiculous. Like, why y'all do this? Just because you're insecure as a man. This is how you have to represent. This is not what black culture is. Like, this is what the mainstream. That's why I said whatever they call black, I'm not that anymore. I'm not, because this is just ridiculous.
Dry all them clothes that you had in that room with all them bed bugs. Don't be surprised when them suckers start crawling around your beds. Yeah. They will. Philly bed bugs are fucking hard to get rid of.
You see, they're so dumb. They said Philly bed bugs are hard to get rid of. And then somebody said, they're like us. These people compared themselves to roaches. like us. We're the roaches that are hard to get rid of. What? They said they're like us. See what y'all say about yourselves?
Shame. No, see. Like, we're not going to be the same people who are shameless. Like, they don't even understand what the word shame means. Because if they did, they wouldn't utter half the stuff out of their mouth that they do. So trying to make them feel bad for being stupid is not going to work. But what we can do is make sure, beyond the shadow of doubt,
now watch you go with the sign.
That we don't want them here, right? So if you want to wave by, give them the whole Philly salute.
Look at this fool. I wanted to fight her.
Hi, excuse me, can you move over, please? Why not? No, I'm a black woman in America. I can't be told to move. That's kind of racist to tell them to move over. Be careful, Kevin. Can you stop? That's. What am I doing? I'm just standing here.
So there you go, right? A little confrontation. Okay. I want you to picture one of these women, all right? And the conversation that I had with one of them. First of all, so now when I was leaving, they were like, I was walking Kevin to his car because the difference is Kevin's a white person. So they think that they threw something at this one white young girl, like a frozen egg or something. They threw something at her because she was holding her face and crying, insane. And so because Kevin is white, I said, I'll walk to your car. And it's a shame that I even have to go there. But the fact is they were already taunting him, right? And so then they were trying to taunt me. Oh, what are you, his handler? What are you, his handler? Or whatever. And I'm like, whatever. But when I was so I walk into his car and I'm leaving to go to my car. And to get to my car is right like at the corner where all this is happening. And I said, I'm walking up to these. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna walk up to them. So I walked up to them, it was 4 of them. And they were shocked, like, oh yeah, I'm walking up to them. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, hey, I said, listen, I said, can I talk to you guys? I was like, and they're like, oh yeah, we were saying like, what is that guy like? If you were like his escort or something. I'm like, now the one woman, this particular woman, we're gonna call her Karen. And I don't like using that term, but she's gonna get called Karen. And this particular Karen, she was like, oh, you were with him, like, what are you, like his escort or something? Like, what is he using you to get through the crowd? I said, no, I'm me. I'm an American and I'm here. Oh, well, why are you even in there? Why are you in there with those people? Those women, they'll never accept you. Those white women in there, they'll never accept you. They'll never like you. You know how I know? I was one of them. I grew up with them. But I know my privilege as a white person. I know how I grew up, and what she said, but they don't, and they're just using you. They'll never accept you. I said, well, they were very nice to me in there. And she's like, yeah, because they're using you. I said, but even if this was true, I said, let me tell you something. First of all, my affirmations do not come from people. They come from God. She rolled her eyes. I said, I don't need all this acceptance, whatever you're trying to do here. I was like, I don't need that. Like, I've walked into a room before and a lot of people didn't like me. So what, And she's like, well, what did she say? So she said something else, like she was telling me how, like, well, because I know my privilege. And she said her privilege is that she grew up in a 2-parent household and that she went to good schools and that she was brought up Christian. I said, so you think that for some reason that makes you different from me. But in fact, I grew up in a 2-parent household. And I don't do the comparison, by the way, because even if somebody didn't grow up in a 2-parent household, that doesn't mean that they're automatically, just something bad is going to happen to them, that they're bad for society. No, but for this moment, I want her to know, 2-parent household, I'm a registered nurse, and I'm a Christian. So what? And yes, Karen was the white lady, and I don't like using that term, but I need you to know the liberal that I was talking to. Yes, white liberal woman. But the other girl that she was with, she wanted to hear what I had to say. So I was like, but they were like, well, why were you in there with those fascists? I said, well, what makes them fascists? I said, do you know that they in there fighting for your liberty to stand here with a sign and say something about them? Oh, they want to get rid of books. They trying to say that trans kids don't exist. The one lady, she was like, I have a trans child and my child exists. And, I had to do what I had to do. And that particular woman, I felt bad for her because I'm like, somebody told you had to do all this for your child, to put them through whatever you must be putting them through. She's like, it's hard. It's not easy getting the puberty blockers. It's not easy. And I'm like, well, look, but I know who I'm talking to, so I have to meet them at their level. And I was like, maybe in your situation, that's how it is. And you really know that you have that child that's supposed to be like a trans child. I don't believe they exist, right? But I'm not going to tell them that. I said, but as a nurse, for me to know, like in the medical field, that we're telling kids that you could take this drug and it's reversible, or, we're doing certain surgeries on children, even one child, it is unethical. This is not what I went to school for. I said, and furthermore, I was like, I'm working in a time where if I work at a psych hospital, when I work in a psych hospital, I've seen little girls coming in, they're cutters and everything. And I said, but when I asked them about their gender it's a question of admission, we're getting like the background demographics. I was like, and if they say they've said to me, like, I don't know, and I'm not allowed to say, well, do you think that might be causing your anxiety, or do you want to talk? She's like, you can't talk about it with them. I was like, no, I'm not. I was like, I'm supposed to just say, oh, okay, as if that doesn't have anything to do with the problem. I said, even on your end, I said, even if I was like on your end saying that, what you're saying about trans, I can't have the conversation. I said, you see how this is a problem? And then the Karen said, well, you're not supposed to anyway. Of course, you will use your license. It's a doctor that should talk to them. By the way, they were teachers. And I was like, no, I'm a registered nurse. I'm supposed to assess my patient before, during admission. And the other lady was like, she is supposed to talk to them about that. And I was like, don't y'all get it? I was like, this is what I mean. I was like, it's the legislation's coming out, like they're trying to shut down schools that won't hire trans people. And their argument is, well, we're not like that. And I'm like, listen, I'm sure you guys are good people, but it doesn't matter what's being done to children. It doesn't matter. The fact that it gives carte blanche. Well, okay, so there's one of those books in the library. Yeah, but it should be none. And that's the point. I was like, come on. I was like, and these are my kids. I said, that's my kid. It's not the government's kid, my child. So I should be the one speaking to my child about XYZ, And I'm going fast. And then in the end, this Karen, she did it again. She said, well, I'm trying to help you. They're going to use you. You don't understand them. They're going to use you. And I'm just trying to help you. And I said, okay, now that's enough. And I did it right here with my fingers. I was like, okay, that's enough. I said, listen. And she was like, I'm like, listen, I'm not angry. I love dialogue. I like that we were able to talk. I said, but what you're doing right there has undertones of racism in it. Yes, because this notion that Black people always need help, that we can't make decisions simply because of the color of our skin. So I would say, first of all, I'm a Black person who, when they ended affirmative action, I was happy about it. Okay. And then one girl was like, really? And I'm like, yes, because Black people are not stupid. We know how to make decisions. We know how to pick what's right for us. We know how to go to school. We know how to study. We know how to, take tests. We are successful. So this notion that we need help from you or help from the government is actually against everything that we stand for, because really in our nature, we are anti-government. Okay. I said, so that right there is the most racist thing you can do. And at one point she was like, oh, they look at you as a token. And I was like, you're the first person to ever call me that, So after I said that, I was like, well, you guys have a wonderful day. And I left. Like, these people are crazy. Okay. Liberals are racist. And they want me to like, oh, I'm going to leave this group where didn't I tell you all weekend? Why did I tell you? I felt empowered. After leaving the summit, I felt like, it's time to go ahead and get things rolling. I'm like, yo, like it was a jolt, for me. Like I'm ready to get a lot of different things popping. So I'm supposed to leave people who make me feel like that. Not that, like obviously I feel like that, right? But people who can be a positive part of motivation. I'm supposed to leave that and come hang out here in the heat with y'all and curse people out. What? And be told that I'm a token. Excuse me? And it took really a lot out of me not to be like, who the F do you think? Like, because I know, like I'm not trying to represent obviously the group. Like, because if you mess up one little thing with these people out there, they're ready to be like, oh, we got one of them messing up. Because one of them was like, can I record you? I was like, you're perfectly fine. My name is Casey. Go ahead and record me. Because you're not gonna get anything. If you want to say something bad about me, you're gonna say something bad about me anyway. So go ahead. But yeah, I had to go off. I was like, I was like, that's it. It stops right there. Okay. You might think that this is what Black folk want, but we don't. And for real, if Black folk were really against Moms for Liberty, please, these kids in Philly don't have nothing else to do. They would have been out here riding and breaking up Marriott if they really wanted to. A lot of them people that were out there, Antifa was out there. They were funded to come out there. They follow Moms for Liberty. Okay. So I'm going to wrap all of this up and say, this culture war is almost like a cold civil war. Because you have people who have a lack of information, because a lot of the things that I was saying, that one lady was like, for real? You would think somebody who says, I have a trans child would know everything, right? Would know all the information for the way they go out there and protest and act up and throw things at people. Kiki, thank you for coming through. You have a good force as well. You would think that they have all the information. They don't. They have a lack of knowledge. They're just running off of emotions, but they swear that they're fighting for something. And then you have a group of people who have the knowledge, who know what's going on, and who are organized. And this is a battle. This is a battle. But leaving that yesterday, leaving the Marriott, and the high that like the motivation and the strength that I got out of there, we are on the right side of history, guys. And it's not about, oh, you have to be some sort of, hardcore conservative. No. If you simply understand that indoctrinating children is wrong, and you even can inconveniently to somebody else say, that's not right that we're doing that. Like, I'm down with a lot of other things, but this is wrong. You're already on the right side. You're already standing up. Stand up. Stand firm. You're not alone. You're not alone. This is weird. This is crazy. But it can be won. And even everything, right? Like, even like there's people here on the chat who make content about pop culture and speak the truth about pop culture, like speak the truth about movies and all that DEI stuff that they're doing in movies and all that. And like, just talking about that, keep it up. Let that bleed through the entertainment area so that people will realize they're not watching real movies anymore. They're watching algorithms of DEI. That's what they're watching. There's better movies that were made in the past. So it's just all about you have to stand firm in the truth. That's it. And so we will be okay. We will be more than okay. We're going to be great. It's exciting almost. It is. So let me see. Word said something real quick. I wanted to see. I gotta get myself a block. You got a 7-day suspension, Kiki. Oh my gosh. Damn, is Kiki going? Because I want to see if she's still there. Please follow me on Twitter, because then I'll follow you back. There was something Word said. Word said, far right, anything right of socialists is far right. And I think most people are finally realizing it. Don't let the news make you feel like a minority. I mean, you are a minority. But for different reasons. I don't even take those words anymore. I really don't. Like in numbers, right? But there's the thing. They want to go marginalize. I never felt that way. Not what Words was saying, but that's how these people, they want to attack marginalized. We all have to come together as marginalized community. Now, get out of my face. All right. Stop it. Stop indoctrinating children. Okay. How about that community? I like that one better. All right. Let me see. Those mothers protesting are weak. I know. Isn't it insane? Like, how can you? Oh my God. There's so much information that's coming out, and the establishment cannot cancel it. Don't be surprised if there's an intention. Chester, please, do you have a YouTube talking about? But yeah, of course, they're getting ready for it. We already know, man. 2024, get ready, y'all. 2024 is not going to just be another year. Let's just be very clear about that. And let me see. Yeah, it was just, I mean, yeah, a lot of the racism, fake racism, and complaints of racism, but then giving me racism. But like I said, they're weaponizing not so smart people against educated and informed people. Yep, they're trying to make you slip up. Once you slip up, that's what they try to do. And like I said, our children are not a political party affiliation. They are precious in our future. And that's the thing too. This thing ends up looking like a Republican conference simply because Republicans actually are the people who are like, hey, wait a second, this doesn't, it aligns. But you saw what Byron Donald said. He's like, yo, man, Democrats don't want their kids indoctrinated. It's not about party affiliation. You could be independent. They don't care about any of that. They said matter of fact, they invited Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to speak, and he didn't. And he denounced them on some interview, some town hall that he did. They invited him to come, and he didn't come. And he denounced them. And I was very disappointed to find that out. But not like disappointed like I didn't expect. I'm not shocked, but you have something called the Children's Health Defense Network, bro. Like, you need to let go of this Democratic label, brother, because the Democratic Party is not your party anymore. This is not the party of your father and your uncle. If your father and your uncle were still alive today, well, first of all, they're probably 130 years old, so they still wouldn't be alive, but God forgive me. But anyway, but you know what I mean? If they could see what was going on today, they would let go of the Democratic Party, or they would try to, turn it back around. They would try to do something, but they would not call themselves these leftists today. I would like to believe that's true. So I think that RFK Jr. really needs to reevaluate his values and see if they really align with the left like he thinks they do, because they really don't. And it's okay if they don't. I know what he's trying to do, but he needs, I don't know. But all right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this. It's already 5:46. Oh my God, I have to go to work. But all right, thank y'all. Thank you everybody who came through. And I see you guys at the next live. I will have videos coming out. Everything. You guys enjoy your July 4th. Thank you so much for watching. I see you guys at the next one. Bye.